Now let's convert this circle to a square. To do that, first of all, go to the ellipse and at the end here, 1 second, add another keyframe after 5 frames. Then just press Ctrl T in your keyboard and make this circle smaller, like that. And during that time, I want to make the square appear. Okay, so go ahead and right above this circle, choose the rounded rectangular tool and just draw, hold Shift and Alt and draw a square like this one. Okay, now let's fill it with the same color of that circle. So I think we need to move it a little bit in order to see the circle. So go to shape again, then go to fill and pick the same color of the circle. Then press OK. Then again move it above the circle. Fantastic. Again, before starting animating it, let's convert it to a smart object. And you can see the length of this square is about 6 seconds, but we don't know for sure how much time we need this square to appear in the screen. So sometimes it's safer to just increase the length of the layer so that we make sure that it will still here until the end of the video. At this point, zoom in the timeline again, and at the same time you can see here the ellipse is behind now and it will become smaller. At that time, make a transform keyframe, and after 5 frames again 5 frames here. Okay, so we zoom in more. You can see after 5 frames add another keyframe. This time change the keyframe of the first keyframe of the square and make it smaller. Okay, so you can see the circle will start to get smaller and the square will scale up, and by doing that it will appear like the circle shifted and transformed to a square, which is exactly what we want. Okay, it's a nice and simple animation. Now we want this square to land again at the ground, so let's add a keyframe after 10 frames. So you can see it's 5 frames here, then 5 frames here, and the total is 10 frames. And just use move tool and move the square to here. And the square will land right there. And of course we don't need to see the circle anymore, and to do that we need to make it shorter. So at the point where the circle is behind the square, right there, go ahead and make this layer shorter, and that will make it disappear after that point. So you can see now there will not be any circle after that point. Okay, now get back to the square again and let's add a rotation to that square. And to do that, all what you need to do is to add a keyframe in between these two keyframes. Press Ctrl T and just make the angle 180 degrees. And now you can see it will rotate, then land. So this is it for this lecture. In the next lecture we will finish this animation logo, but there will be another lecture to add the motion shapes to this logo animation project. So thank you for watching and see you in the next lecture.